He's just standing there, not buying a thing, wasting everybody's time. The words weren't shouted, just loud enough to carry across the aisle, quiet enough to pretend they weren't meant to sting. A cashier smirked. Another customer glanced away. No one stepped in, but someone heard. He was a few steps away, holding a bottle of water, pretending to read the label. His hands were steady, but his heart wasn't. Those words didn't just fade, they sank deep, heavy with a pain he knew too well. The man who heard them wasn't just a shopper. He owned the store. John Harper was the founder of Harper's Market, a chain of 200 grocery stores stretching across America's heartland. But long before the boardrooms and business awards, John was a kid in a small Ohio town, pushing his father's wheelchair through crowded supermarket aisles. His dad, Tom, had lost the use of one leg after a factory accident. He never complained, never asked for help, but John saw how people looked at him, some with pity, others with impatience. Once, at a checkout line, a clerk snapped, "Can you hurry up or step aside?" John was only 9, too young to speak up, but old enough to feel the sting. That day, he made a promise to himself. If he ever built something, it would be a place where no one felt like a burden. John kept that promise. Harper's Market started in a rented garage with one shelf of canned goods. No loans, no big investors, just hard work and a vision. He hired people like his dad, quiet, kind, often overlooked. From day one, he told his team, "We serve people, not just profits." For years, it worked. Customers felt welcomed. Employees felt valued. Harper's Market became a place where neighbors shopped, where cashiers knew your name. But as the chain grew, something slipped. Between chasing sales and opening new stores, the heart of the company started to fade. John began hearing whispers. A letter from a customer in Iowa, "Your staff treated my mother like she was slowing them down." Another from Kentucky, "Your ads talk about kindness, but that's not what I felt." At first, John brushed it off as isolated complaints. But they kept coming, quiet but persistent, like cracks in a foundation. He didn't send memos or call meetings. Instead, he packed a bag, put on an old jacket, and visited his stores. No one knew who he was. That was the point. He wanted to see the truth, what his company felt like when no one was watching. For hours, John wandered the aisles of a store in Indiana. He asked simple questions, watched how employees treated shoppers who didn't seem to have much to spend. Some smiled. Others barely looked up. An elderly man struggled to read a soup can's label, his hands trembling. 2 employees stood nearby, chatting. Neither offered help. John's chest tightened. That man wasn't just a customer. He reminded John of his dad, of a promise he'd made decades ago. Then he heard it, from behind the counter. "He's just loitering again, probably bored." The tone was casual, like gossip over coffee. No one reacted. The silence was louder than the words. John left without a word, his steps heavy. In his car, he sat with the engine off, staring at the parking lot. He thought of his father, the years of quiet struggle, the times they were made to feel invisible. Now, in a store with John's name on it, someone else carried that same weight. When did we stop caring? He wondered. This wasn't about one rude cashier. It was deep era culture eroding, one small moment at a time. Over the next week, John visited 5 stores, blending in as just another shopper. In Ohio, a young mother juggled a toddler and a heavy box. Employees looked away. In Michigan, an older man asked for batteries, and a worker pointed without a word. The stores were clean, the shelves stocked, but something was missing. Kindness had become a script, a checkbox in a training manual. Customers left without a thank you. Apologies felt hollow. John wasn't angry, was heartbroken. He'd built Harper's Market to be a home for people, not a machine for transactions. Back at headquarters, John sat in the staff lounge, unnoticed. He overheard a supervisor say, "Just get through the shift. Don't get involved." The words hit like a punch, not because they were cruel, but because they were normal. Detachment had become the rule. John knew this couldn't be fixed with a memo. It needed to be felt, seen, lived. He launched a secret project, the Tough Customer Initiative. Without fanfare, he sent actors into stores older, slower, sometimes confused to test not service, but character. The first report came from a store in Illinois. A woman pretending to have memory issues asked for help finding pasta. She was ignored, then told, "It's on the signs." One cashier muttered, "It's not my job." She left empty-handed. John read the report 3 times, not because it shocked him, but because it didn't. More reports followed. A man with a cane waited 5 minutes at a self-checkout. A non-English speaker was met with an eye roll. These weren't mistakes, they were beliefs, spoken aloud, allowed to grow. John didn't sleep that night. He drove to his childhood neighborhood, past the corner store where his dad used to shop. He remembered a clerk there, years ago, who carried Tom's bags without being asked. It wasn't policy, it was human. John parked and whispered, "We used to get this right." He vowed to make it right again. The next morning, John called a private meeting with his top executives. No agenda, just a folder with reports and a photo of his dad outside that old corner store. "This isn't about quality," he said. "It's about values." He laid out a plan called the Respect Reset. No slogans, no posters, just action. Stores would get unannounced visits. Feedback would come from people, not numbers. Customer stories would matter more than sales. One executive asked, "What if staff resist?" John replied, "Then we've trained them to please us, not people." That ends now. The Respect Reset began quietly. John sent handwritten letters to every store, sharing real stories of hurt and hope. Each ended with a question: if your parent walked in, would you be proud? Some employees shrugged it off. Others paused. In a Wisconsin store, a cashier helped an elderly man with a walker, saying, "Take your time, sir." Another customer saw it and emailed the company. "This is how stores used to feel." John forwarded it to his team with one line: "This is what we're rebuilding." Not every store changed. In Kentucky, a single mother was mocked behind her back for asking about prices. A bystander confronted the staff. "I hope you never need kindness on your worst day." When John heard, he flew to the store. He walked in, unnoticed, and saw it himself. Laughter too loud, answers too short. He approached the counter, placed an item down, and asked, "Is this how you treat everyone?" The cashier scoffed, "Depends who's asking." John looked her in the eye. A son. The air shifted. He didn't say he was the CEO. He didn't need to. Weeks later, John called an all-staff meeting. The auditorium was packed. He walked on stage in his old jacket, no suit, no script. "I want to show you something," he said. A video played rainy footage of employees laughing at a customer. Their words echoed, "He's just wasting time." The room froze. John pulled out a letter. "This is from the man you mocked," he said. He wrote, "I may limp, but I stand taller than those who laugh at pain." He paused. "He's my father." Gasps filled the room. John's voice stayed steady. "Before I was your CEO, I was his son. He worked 3 jobs, dragging one leg, never asking for just respect. When I heard your laughter, I heard every moment he endured." He showed a photo of his dad, smiling outside the corner store. "I built this company to be different, not faster, not cheaper, but human. Somewhere, we lost that." John's words cut deep. Kindness became optional. Respect became a bonus. But every customer has a story, and so do you. You're not just workers here, mirrors. How you treat people is our culture. He outlined the change. Promotions and bonuses would now reward empathy, not just efficiency. "We don't need slogans," he said. "We need moments." He showed a note from a customer. "Your cashier walked me to my car after I lost my husband." That meant everything. The room was silent, not with guilt, but with truth. A month later, John returned to the Kentucky store. He saw a young employee tie a child's shoe while the mother managed groceries. At checkout, an older man was guided patiently through the card reader. The cashier who'd once scoffed looked up and smiled. "Have a good day, sir." John nodded, warmth spreading in his chest. It wasn't perfect, but it was progress. That night, John sat in his office, his dad's photo beside the company mission statement. He added 5 words in his handwriting. "See them, hear them, stay human." He turned off the light and whispered, "We're getting there, Dad." Harper's Market wasn't fixed, but it was healing one moment, one choice, one person at a time. What do you think? Have you seen moments of unkindness or injustice in your life, in stores, workplaces, or communities? Maybe you've witnessed someone stand up against it, or felt the sting of being overlooked. Share your thoughts in the comments. Where do you stand on confronting cruelty, big or small? Your voice matters. Let's start a conversation.